Hello, hello, hello. Another day, another stream. You guys get to watch the slideshow. What's up, Liam? How you doing today? Newton? What's up, Dory? How you doing? Good, good, good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. About time. Hey, a little Monday stream for you guys today and last week. What a treat. What an absolute treat. Yeah, there's some good photoshops that we got so far. I have them all in a folder. So if anyone wants to add any, they're welcome to send me some, and I'll put it in the folder, and I'll just play. Uh, Unfortunately though, like I feel like a lot of streamers have like about to start screens or whatever, but I don't really do that. I just like log in and start. Maybe I'll make that the intermission when I go get coffee. You guys can look at it too. Ooh, first sip of coffee is always the best. All right, let me show you guys all the new networking stuff that I was doing. I think this will be the last part of this task, actually. Where am I? I guess I haven't opened these in a while. Yes. I always need more coffee. I just opened a whole new bag too. So it's super fresh. Okay. So I did a lot of reorganization stuff. And you actually did some work off camera? Yes, I did. I did a lot of reorganization stuff. I think where we left off though, I was just coming up with that union type and trying to figure out the serialization stuff. So what I ended up doing is in the MMO repo, there's now like all of the serialization stuff gets defined, and it uses this net package that I put in the flow module. Let's look at that. Flow net, and you can see here has all of my stuff for networking. The union is just for serializing things easily, basically. So the SerDes package now uses the union to do its serialization. And you basically define which components could be serialized in the same thing, like in the same, like, because you need a list of the same thing, right? So you use unions to do that, basically. All of these get union together into one new type, kind of, which is this type, and that gets serialized together in a list. So when you see this, like we have a bunch of world data with just a mapping from ECS IDs to a list of components, and these can be different components. But what we end up doing is we turn this into a union. In this data type, it gets turned into a union, and then it gets marshaled that way. Because this is very easy to marshal, but when you have an interface, which this is an interface, it's hard to serialize interfaces, because you have to like include the typing information with it. So the union was my solution to that. I know, I am working off stream. Is that a betrayal? Are you guys happy or mad? You guys want me to stream everything I do? But yeah, the union stuff was where we left off. So the union stuff I got working now, and we have all our messages defined in this SerDes package in the MMO project. But then in here, which is the net package, stream is now your girlfriend. I should have known. That's my bad. Then also in here, I was trying to come up with kind of like what Mangoes had, where Mangoes had a they have a socket type where they use the socket type to do all of their networking stuff. So I kind of came up with this similar socket type interface, which can kind of do part 3 exactly. Which can kind of do two things. It can either you can either listen. Well, actually, let me go one step back. you basically define like a networking config, which is a few like important things. And I might split this up still, I'm not sure, to like a dialer side and a listener side. But then you have a listen function. You can listen on different schemes. That'll open up sockets on the server side. Then you can dial with that config as well. And then one of the nice things is it'll automatically try to reconnect. I think that this is not good yet though, but the only disadvantage of the union type is you have to deserialize twice, right? Yeah, that is true. I think I haven't really like thought super well through it, but I'm pretty sure that there'll be some way to I'm pretty sure there'll be some way to make this union type more generic and less about like serialization. So like I could make this some type that's an any or something like this. And then when I serialize, well, I guess that just pushes my problem down. I think that there's probably some way to make it so that this can get serialized only one time. But yeah, it currently gets serialized twice. That is one of the advantages of a flat buffers, I think, is that they don't have they can pull out any piece of data without deserializing the whole thing. The board is impressed. There is a way. It's called unsafe. Get this man back in his room. I agree, Jomi. That's my daily unsafe message. Thank you for listening. We need to have an unsafe PA system for Jomi. I feel like my voice is super deep today. Does it sound extra deep? I sound like a real man. I'm no longer a boy. Now I'm a man. You sound like you woke up 5 minutes ago. Yeah. Like a real man indeed. Gonefer does something I sound like a man, apparently. Did I grow a beard? Don't sugarcoat yourself, baby face. Dang. Ruthless. I am kind of growing my chin out a little bit. But I've had a mustache for a while now, maybe a couple months. Oh yeah, what else? Oh, but this works now. This works now for all of my networking, I think. So like WebSocket listeners, I have something for that. For regular TCP listeners, I have something for that. Or that's WebSocket still, but for regular TCP listeners, I have that. And the main interface of this socket type is basically you send anything over the network and you receive anything over the network. And the SerDes, you pass in the SerDes interface to that, and that's basically the interface of the thing that knows how to deserialize things off of the line and serialize them for the line. So basically, like, this will guarantee that, or this helps you like convert things to bytes and convert bytes to things. And then what you get out of the send and receive functions, I guess we can stay up here, or no, we'll scroll down. So what you actually get out of the send and receive functions is you send, like, I literally just send, or let's go here. I like send one of my data types. Like I send a client login type with the user ID, and then it automatically gets serialized and sent. And then when I receive something, and it's one of these types that's enclosed by my union. Like it's guaranteed to be one of these things. So then I can do a type switch on the other side and initiate logic based off of that. Boy is greater than or equal to man. Oh, boy arrow to man, yes. I am the function that turns a boy to a man. But that sounded weird, but I'm a man now because my voice is deep. Stash, I like the 70s stash. It's just teen pubes. Yep. You know it. It's actually pretty solid. It's a pretty solid mustache, I think. A little bit long right now. It's kind of going in my mouth, but I'm just trying to grow up, be an adult, you know. And what I really need is a mustache comb. Pixar didn't happen. You're gonna have to subscribe to my only nudes for that. You know you can trust me. You just need to keep your lip clear. Yeah, that's true. It's like just coming over to where it's kind of going in my mouth. But if I had like some wax or something, I could push it to the side. It's really not that impressive of a mustache. It's somewhat long though. What kind of mustache though? I kind of naturally grow like a goatee on my face. So it's like that, but with the goatee part, the bottom part shaved off. My cheeks don't fill in at all. So I can't grow a full beard. I would love that though. Unemployed and start to look like a... So now he's homeless, unemployed, and starting to look like a true hobo. I was blessed with a full beard. Oh, nice. I am sure living the life. Yep. All I need is coffee and a computer. I don't need no home. Oh, one other interesting thing is TCP messages aren't framed. I think maybe I've talked about this before. TCP connections aren't framed, so I'm using this package called GoFrame, which basically adds a framing layer to TCP connections, whereas WebSocket connections are actually framed, and that's one interesting difference between talking over WebSockets and talking over TCP, because you need to frame your message so they know what chunk of like binary coming over the wire they can stop at. So what they do is they read a header which says like, oh, the message for this is like 400 bytes long, and then they read the next 400 bytes and then they return that as one frame. I haven't pushed this to live yet, no. So nothing's really changed gameplay wise. I've just been cleaning up networking stuff. But I think I still need to clean up a few things. To do. Okay. Let's go to the net package. All right, I guess I've pushed this code. I haven't deployed it though. I can't find bugs and bully you with them. Exactly. That's why I'm too afraid to push now. For that very exact reason. Okie dokie. Let's look at oh, there was one thing that I definitely need to do, which is right now my TLS my WebSocket dial for the desktop app. My WebSocket dial for the desktop app is using insecure skip verify, so we need to fix that somehow. And how I'm probably going to fix that is I'm probably going to have well, I think there's two options actually. I can either like store my certificate locally, or I can do this for, well, there's two cases, right? I need to have this so I can test it locally, and I need to have this so that I can deploy it long term. This is for the desktop client. The and you can tell because this has build flags only for not JavaScript. And then I have another one which is for JavaScript and WebAssembly. But basically, when you're in the context of a browser, they're gonna verify your they're not gonna trust your like they're not gonna let you upload your own HTTP client. You have to use the HTTP client of the browser because they kind of like sandbox you. So I just had to set up the browser to trust my certificate of localhost, basically, which is pretty easy to do actually. But I think there's two ways to fix this. I could either have like a test mode where I do insecure skip verify, or I could what's it called? Or where is it? Yeah. Or I can do this where I read my certificate file, and I create a CA cert pool, and then I send that. I upload that into the TLS config so that it knows that the localhost certificate is like the right one. So that's the part I don't know. One nice thing though, well, this is socket dial. There's that's one thing I want to fix. The other thing I want to fix is this reconnect logic. Because when I'm, I don't know if it'll work this time, but I guess it didn't work that time. There's a bug. See, I was trying to reconnect. It kind of gets stuck in this reconnect loop. And the reason for that is the reconnect loop right now has a sleep timer on it because you don't like, if the proxy goes down and then it pops back up, everybody's constantly trying to reconnect. And I want them to have some amount of timeout for how long they're going to wait to reconnect. But the proxy connecting to the server has the same logic. So if it messes up, if it fails to dial the first one because they launch at the same time, then it's going to wait 5 seconds. And I think that doing a reconnect loop in its own Go routine is probably not the right thing. Yes, I wrote a note here that I should not have this reconnect loop. Well, now the question is going to be, when you start doing asset loading, make sure the asset is loaded before allowing the user to join. So they don't join to the void. What's up, Dracula? How you doing today? Yeah, right now I embed all of my assets. And I think for the near future, I'm probably going to do that. So they're going to load one big WebAssembly file that has everything included. Getting ads on Unit Stream. Oh yeah, I just got monetized. Is it annoying? Not great. Oh, you have a headache? I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. That's no fun. I'm doing well today. I sound tired. And I just woke up, so I'm a little tired, but I stayed in bed too long. I hope I earn YouTube money. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've just been kind of playing around with it. It's hard. It's kind of weird though, because I don't know. Yeah, I just got monetized last week. Monetized. Nah, yeah. No, feel free to use ad block. I won't, I genuinely don't mind that much. This is what I get from Jomi. You got monetized? You got monetized? Monetized? How many unsafe did you snort? Yeah, I did. Which I was pretty happy about. And I appreciate you guys watching all the videos and liking them and leaving comments and stuff like that. It really helps, so. Yeah, but this morning I just laid in bed too long after I woke up. What I need to do is I need to get out of bed immediately after I wake up. Yeah, you're still having a lot of I don't know what it is. Must be a YouTube chat thing. Wonderful. Yeah, you'd think that they'd have some method of deduplicating these things though. I saw you popping up on mobile, that's how I know you woke up. Oh, does it show my phone? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I went through all of my things. I'll go watch some YouTube in the morning. I'll look at some Reddit. Pop on the Discord. It was weird. The Discord like reloaded, and then like I had to go. It had a bunch of new messages that were actually old messages. Just hire us after you become a billionaire and make a game dev company. All right, I agree. That sounds good. Once I'm a billionaire game dev person, And then and then we fire you. Yeah, then you guys take over the company. And I'll be unit of unemployed once again. I'll make the next YouTube video after that's gonna be, I just got fired by my own company. But imagine how many clicks that would get. GG new emotes. Oh, is there new emotes? Back to YouTube streams. It would be a loop. You get another version of Coniferous Kenta? Yep. Can't wait. Oh, wow. There are a lot of new new emotes. Are these better TTV emotes? They do have a lot of emotes. But the problem is, like, most of these I'm not going to use. Boomer modes, exactly. Yeah. It's like they didn't Face turquoise drinking coffee. Like, what a name for an emote, you know? Like, I wonder how many meetings they had to have before they agreed on that one. Before they agreed on calling it face turquoise drinking coffee. They're like, well, what if we have different colors of this same emote? We need to have different ones, right? I don't see any new ones. Are you on the phone? 20 stand-up meetings to agree on the one naming for the one emote. Yeah. I mean, they're not, like, the concept isn't bad. It's just, it's more funny when it comes from something. Like when it's a meme. It's like, these are just and I don't really know why. Like, they're doing the same kind of stuff. Like, you have like some face palming things and things like that. They don't have like the Pepe emote or a version of the Pepe one though. But do do the 5. Pepe on a budget, yeah. But he's like covering his eyes too. Ad block meme. I don't know what this is from though. Dude, what is the 5? Is that high five? Yeah, they're not bad though. I don't know. I think the better TTV ones are just better. Which I actually don't see those anymore. I'll keep using this one. Elbow cough. It does look like ad block, yeah. I use uBlock Origin, I think. I think uBlock Origin blocks domains. Or blocks the servers from loading rather than the ads that are already loaded. But you can also get like Raspberry Pi, like a Pi hole. Have you guys heard of that? uBlock wouldn't block better TTV. Yeah, it shouldn't. I hope it doesn't. I think my stuff will still work. Like, because it seems like it's like I have all the better TTV stuff normally. Pile sounds cool, but yeah. Yeah, Origin best, yeah. Jimmy got that quad message script dialed in. He sure does. Oh, mine's actually not working at all. That's so weird. Oh, emote menu. Oh, so I probably need to update. Oh no, you don't actually do the colons. That's Discord, isn't it? Now it's working. You just have to type like Sag. No. Oh, they don't have that one, I guess. Whatever. I guess it's working. I guess it was working all along. I thought you had to do the colons. How do I reduce this emote menu now? I guess I have to click one. I don't know actually how to reduce this now. It's like stuck open. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, we're all set now. Worked for me. Nice. Be yourself. I like that one. So I think when I set up my config for dialing, I can set it up to do the one that dials the WebSockets on the client. I can set it up to do this insecure skip verify. Like I can pass the config into here. Or I can pass the TLS config, I mean. We'll do that. And we'll call this. I'm gonna comment this guy out and just do this. Where do you guys stand on this sort of thing? Where they do capital TLS client config? I always do like TLS config. That's what I would call it. I don't really like making acronyms. But I don't know. I guess to each their own. Dial. New socket. Dial. This makes a... Oh, wait a second. Does this not? Does this get used? This must get used in... Well, this has been running the whole time. Interesting. Oh, you have to do this. Aw, thank you, Conifer, for the £2. I appreciate it, buddy. You don't have to do that though. Look at this guy. That's my first. That's my first little dono. Dang. I'll have to screenshot this. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You just made my day. Thanks, buddy. Will you be using ePull, KQ libraries to handle networking or just standard HTTP? Right now, I'm just going to use standard HTTP probably. I have heard that there's better. Now I can go buy coffee. I appreciate that. My parents told me to donate to homeless people. Dang. I like how all of this was just in the context of making fun of me. Well, I still appreciate it. Thanks, man. I have heard that there's better libraries for handling like more connections. But but I think that I don't necessarily need to scale to an enormous amount of connections. So I'm planning currently just to use the standard HTTP, and I think that the ePull ones that I've seen are kind of like they're very, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're pretty much like drop-in replacements, right? Like I could just swap in a new one and it would work. There might be a few differences, but oh, thanks, Jonas. Coffee without a cookie is meh. Dang, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Is that $10? Jeez. It says R dollar. What does that mean? Thanks, Jonas. I appreciate it, buddy. I'll definitely get a cookie. That's very kind of you. Brazilian real? Oh. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Joey gonna be blocked? Joey gonna be slapped by Nightbot for spamming at some point? Yeah, actually, I have Nightbot, but it hasn't been messaging in a long time. I don't know what happened. Bootleg dollar, says Kenta. I didn't say it. He did. Well, I still appreciate it, guys. I really do. It means a lot. Don't get paid, don't work. Can you choose a currency? It might use like your default one. You gotta pay in Euro bucks. I paid in the Great Lettuce Pounds. Is that what you guys call them over there? Across the Great Pond? Bitcoin? Oh, could you imagine? Oh, it links to your card. That makes sense. I think if your card's in one currency, I think they have to do like a currency transaction or a currency like they have to exchange your currency for something different. Otherwise, I'd pay in Zimbabwe dollars. Wait, you can pay with crypto? There's no way. Does YouTube let you do that? Oh, I have a crypto card for my bank. Oh, that's cool. How does that work? Do you put money in crypto? Like, is it a debit card out of your crypto wallet, or that's so interesting? Or you have to pay off your credit card in crypto? Is that what it is? Won't accept any non-credit card payment options. Hmm. You have crypto in your bank account. I didn't even know banks did that. That's kind of nuts. He needs to make a crypto wallet. I think I do. I think I have a little bit of money in Coinbase. Well, now it's probably a lot less money because I bought it when it was way higher. But if I could choose, I'd pay 1,000 Zimbabwe dollars, which is £3, €3. My bad. Yeah, I love it. I like the big numbers, you know. Could you imagine being like a Zimbabwe billionaire? That'd be so sweet. You could just be like, "Hey, I'm a billionaire," and nobody could question you because you could open your bank account and be like, "Yep, look at those zeros." The 3 comma club. Right. Oh, here it is. I guess the I guess the socket doesn't have the TLS config, but it probably should. We'll do that. And then we'll set this up externally. And we'll just have TLS config like that. But then when we do dial, we also need to change this one. TLS config, TLS.config. Dial, where are you? There it is. And we'll pass in the socket.tls config, like so. And then in the WebAssembly version, it doesn't use the TLS config because we're not allowed to. And then in the desktop version, it will use the TLS config. Then we can put this up here now. And then we'll inject this when we create the socket. And we'll inject it once we do the, wait a second. Config.dial. I think I can do this. TLS config. Default to my mom's credit card, lol. Uh-oh. Your mom's gonna be mad at you. Google Pay with PayPal is only allowed for US accounts. Oh, really? That's surprising. I wonder why. Because PayPal is worldwide, I think, right? I can imagine it's not. In here, it's only credit cards, it seems. Yeah, for all online stuff, I use PayPal. Yeah, I know Stripe is also getting really big. Stripe's like I think they're more for like, oh, I have a web company and I want to host some sort of payment system, so I'll use Stripe and people can pay me through their credit cards. But it all goes to this, like Stripe becomes the payment processor, kind of like what PayPal does. But PayPal like adds another layer on top of it, I think, where like now you have like your PayPal account which has money in it. But maybe they've changed. I don't really use PayPal, to be honest. I have a disposable online card. I use it with my bank, so I'm cool. Paid with it, delete it, redo. Oh wait, what do you mean? Wait, after you spend money on it and then you pay it off and you delete it? Why wouldn't you just keep the same card? Oh, can't track me. Man, this guy's a ninja. Or you don't pay off the card. Doesn't your bank know? Like, oh, it's just this guy. It's just this guy again. He keeps thinking we can't track him. But he was the one that made the card. That's what they're probably saying. So if my data is leaked, oh, like if your credit card gets leaked, you're not going to get screwed. Gotcha. That makes sense. We have Ideal in the Netherlands, the best thing. What is Ideal? Ideal. Oh, that's cool. Ideal is an online payment method that enables consumers to pay online through their own bank. In addition to web shops, other organizations that are not a part of the e-commerce market also offer Ideal. Ideal is increasingly used to pay energy bills, payment requests, make donations to charity, buy mobile credit cards, pay local taxes, traffic fines, etc. Huh. That's cool. I kind of wish the US had some more like centralized things for these very common problems. Like now that people have kind of figured it out, there's really no reason that the government couldn't just like make their own one that's free. But I guess pros and cons. Is a preferred way of paying off stuff, connects directly to your bank account? Yeah, we have some stuff, but it's all owned by like the bank companies. Like we have Zelle, it's called Zelle, and you can basically just send money to people really easily. And you can pay accounts and things like that. But otherwise you have to use like bank transfers, which is kind of sketchy. You pay into the card and then spend the amount on the card and discard it after so they don't know what you're spending money on. Oh, I see. Gotcha. That's clever. That's like when you go buy gift cards and then go buy stuff with the gift cards. They don't know you anymore. And I think that's what scammers do. I guess we know Conifer's a scammer now. We have Payconic. You think Americans would buy into that? Conspiracy theories would skyrocket? Would buy into what? You've got bank content over there? Hmm. Oh, Payconic. I don't know how to pronounce these names. Payconic has been acquired by Band Contact. Did you see Indian scammers on YouTube? How people troll? Yeah, I've seen those videos. Oh, centralized government payment systems. Yeah. Oh, there's already yeah. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists over here in the U.S. Yeah, I've seen those scammers. It's kind of funny. I like the ones where like it's like this woman and she's got a very she has a voice that sounds like she's doing a voice recording and she's like, now press 3 to make a dialing to I don't know, something. I don't know. It's like she says stuff that makes sense. I don't know what she says, but she says stuff that like leads them on some rabbit trail. But she says it in like the perfect like recorded voice. We live in a simulation. Why do you say that? Because of the recorded voice sounding people? Elderly people are getting scammed a lot here still, since the payment process is so easy. Yeah. Oh yeah, it happens over here all the time. It's kind of sad too. Congratulations, boys. Nearly an hour since stream started and he didn't do a single code. Perfect. That's fantastic. Great work, squad. We're getting a lot done. We did it. I talked about what I was going to do though, didn't I? No, I've done a little bit of code. Look at this. We have TLS config being passed in. We've broken some stuff at least. We moved this line of code from here to here. I've said this before. Stream is 20% shitting on unit and 80% talk about other stuff other than the code on screen. Yep. You got that right. Well, this can come from config though, can't it? I guess I just do this, huh? New socket. c.tls config. What I hate is having to go into debt to build credit. It seems so counterintuitive. Yeah, I think that's actually insane. That's like the process. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I guess it's fair. Like, and then it becomes like there's stupid strategies where it's like, oh, just get a bunch of credit cards. And it's like, well, like that's not a very like responsible thing to do, but it sure builds your credit fast. I can kind of understand it because it's like, oh, you trust people more when they're able to pay off their credit cards more and more. But it's just kind of stupid. Oh, I've had to go through that process and she really went ham with it. Oh, really? What'd she do? She just got like get a bunch of credit cards and stuff like that? Two of them? That's not too many. And day by day I saw, oh, she just bought a lot. Deliveries coming in. Yep. You saw the, I guess, I don't know if you guys have the Amazon Prime delivery trucks, but you saw the Amazon Prime trucks driving up. Oh, it's capital. Yeah, you do. Okay. But the bank can check your monthly payments for rent and other services, so that should be enough to build credit. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of stupid. Because in a way, like you do agree on a year-long contract, which is kind of equivalent to maybe building debt. Not really a thing here. Most people prefer to live debtless with exception of mortgages. Yeah. The problem is like you need to build credit so that when you go and get a mortgage or you go and want to buy something really expensive and you want to go into debt for it. Don't mention mortgages. Like once you want to buy something big, then it's important to have credit. But like other than that, it's not important almost at all. But as soon as you want to buy something like expensive, it's like, well, yeah, I don't know. That's why you gotta start a company, then buy your house through your company. And just be like, yes, we've never defaulted. I wonder if companies have credit. Unit of socialism. Do I sound socialist? Wait, so mortgages are not based on how much money you make over there. They have like actuaries that compute like your risk of probably I think they have actuaries that take how much money you make, how much like how much credit you have, what your rent payments have been, stuff like that. They factor in a lot of stuff, and then they estimate your mortgage based off of that. But they have like a baseline interest rate that you use, and they just say if you qualify for how much of a house you can qualify for. And then if you're really high risk, you're gonna have a higher interest rate. What made you want to build an MMO from scratch and Go? Why did you use Go over as your language of choice for this project? I chose Go because I like Go. I think Go has most of the things that I like, and it's also not a complicated language, so I can kind of more focus on like programming the code rather than like dealing with other stuff. Though sometimes recently I have had to deal with a lot of like weird things caused by Go. Like for example, like it's gonna be like your normal things, right? Like CGO, the interaction of CGO calling OpenGL, that slows things down. So you have to worry about it a little bit. You have to worry about garbage collection a little bit more. There's not very good libraries for doing game dev in Go yet, so you have to write some of those yourself. But I've enjoyed it most of all, and I've learned a lot too. But I like Go. There are a few things that would be nice to have. That would be nice to have in Go, but that aren't available yet, or that weren't available for a while, like generics. But you know, it's improving. So yeah, I guess I chose Go because I like it. I like the language design. It's very simple. It compiles fast. I'm very much on the. I'd prefer to have a higher productivity than have higher performance. So that's kind of why I didn't choose like Rust or something like that. I finally found the thing you can use to verify your credit card. In here depends on how much you earn. Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on how much you earn. Oh no, don't mention socialism in America. Yeah, that's how you get banned. It was either Java or Go, and I two of my favorite languages. Two of my very favorite languages. But I had to go with Golang. Rewriting MMO in Python confirmed. I have been thinking about like it would be cool to, because I don't think I could use Rust directly. Not, I guess I don't really have like any super good reason for that. I just don't like some of the syntax choices, but in a lot of the features I just wouldn't use. So I thought about making a language that generates Rust. That would be kind of cool, I think. That was a little bit more simpler to wrap your head around. Thoroughly enjoying the series. I was just curious. Thanks for answering. I work on Go on a daily, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, I think Go is a great language. I like languages. There's actually this really good talk that I'm listening to right now. It's a C++ video. You guys might be interested in if you're interested in like languages. What is it? CPPCon 2022. I don't know. Let me just Google that and see if it pops up. What was his name? I've literally just been watching this. Oh, I can view full playlist. Let's see. It's about improving C++, and he talks about a lot of the reasons why code gets complicated. this is 2021. I want 2022. Herb Stutter though, that's the guy. Yeah, I'm like halfway through this one, and I think it's pretty good. But like he's talking about ways to re-add language syntax features to C++ to make it more simpler. And like the general gist is that like C++, there's a lot of different ways to do stuff, but then they're like, here's a bunch of ways to do this thing, but like you should do this one always. So he's trying to like rewrite a language on top of C++, which he's calling like C++2, which is backwards compatible. And it basically just chooses all the correct defaults for you. Mike Acton, yeah, I've seen a lot of his videos too. He talks about a lot of like data-driven stuff, or data-oriented design stuff, and I think that stuff's really good too. Also, I'm glad you're liking the series, Michael. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Here I use hacks every day, and before I sleep, I hear voices in my head that tell me, "But Lua, why don't you rewrite it into Haskell?" I tried to learn Haskell. The problem with Haskell is I feel like it's not either I'm not smart enough to know how to like organize my stuff, my code to like do the things that I want to do, or it's just too hard. Why can't I use Rust directly? It's not that I don't like Rust. I think if I had I guess if I could change Rust to be something that I would use, I would probably make it more, I would try to reduce the complexity of everything as much as possible, and also the build times. And like when I say reduce complexity, I mean like I think there's a lot of situations where I'm writing code where I literally just do not care where this thing gets allocated, because like it's going to allocate once or something like that. And I feel like a lot of times when I was writing Rust, it's like I have to worry about I like the mutability management part. I think it's cool to guarantee that you have no data races, and I think that's one of the most important features of the borrow checker. The memory management stuff and lifetime stuff, like I don't care about. Like most of the time I don't care that my allocations and deallocations are like working properly. But if I can make Go give me a little bit of manual memory management with a borrow checker, I'd love that. Like I guess my preferred language would be either Go with a little bit more low level features for me to do, or Rust with more default high level features. The things I like from Rust though, I probably would like macros. I like match statements and algebraic data types. And then I like the mutability tracking stuff. I was gonna tip to you, but I can't use my credit card because of the thing. Oh, no problem, buddy. You're all good. You just need to be my friend and teach me Rest. That's all I need. That's all I need from you. Don't forget collect vec pin, yeah, pin rc data, yeah. Like that's one of the troubles of generics, right? Is that things can get very complicated very very fast. Yeah, I mean those are if I had to complain about Rust, that's what I'd complain about. There's just too many little things I have to worry about, and it makes it hard to focus on writing the thing I want to write. So I would have to do what this guy is describing here, where he's like, oh, I'm just going to take all of these defaults, and then if I ever need to go really go in the depths of doing something super complicated, I can still do it. Kind of like how Rust has unsafe. I would write a language that lets me write Rust inside of it, but also like just defaults everything. Tipping because Jomi, he can't owe me a beer. Dang. Thanks, Kent. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, Jomi, you owe him, I guess. I try to avoid unwrap, either use question or expect. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. That's one bad thing about Go. I think the error handling isn't that good in Go. I heard Vealing was over-promising and wasn't realistic. I just use match, yeah. But it gets annoying fast, yeah. I could see that for sure. Next time you'll get your bonus from the board when I get a new thingy. All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Because every single function... Yeah, that's the one trouble of algebraic data types, is that now you have this thing that's leaking backwards into all of your code. So I think I think algebraic data types are nice. I think you have to be very cautious when you use them though, because I think it's this thing that's going to propagate back. Like it's the equivalent of in Go, if you were to make like if you were to return an interface to if you were to return in any interface to something or return any interface, or that's really confusing because the keyword is any. But I hope you understand what I mean. When you return something that could be multiple things, now everything that uses that needs to know which thing it was. So you need a match statement, you need things like that. And I think most of the time that's the wrong way to design stuff. I think using like direct interfaces is probably the better way. But I think it's a little bit harder. But if you have some piece of data and it needs to be in multiple states, like for serialization, for example, that's where you'd use like a union, I think. So like I haven't 100% figured it all out yet, but I'm trying to think in terms of like when do you need to have different things be the same thing, and when do you not need that to be the case? Depends on the context, but Vec is really nice in that it supported it. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of the automatic type, like wildcard things, where they just figure out the type for you is really nice. VLang is overpromising indeed. I've never used VLang before. It'd be interesting to try these other languages though. Error handling Go needs to be improved, definitely. I'm just not sure if there's a good language implementation of proper error handling out there right now. Go devs be like, if not equal to error, every single code and be okay with it. Yeah, I mean, that's literally what you have to do, right? You have to like, it's hard because I think people don't think of errors as being like a normal flow, because it's always like a little bit exceptional, right? It's like, oh, I have an error when like I can't dial this network connection or something like that. But like that is a case you have to handle. It's just about like how do you handle it. And then like for example, Rust has the question mark statement, which lets you like bubble errors back up very easily, which is a nice thing to have for sure. But at some point, somebody's got to handle the error. So the question mark operator in Rust is really nice for when you want to wrap a bunch of things and just bubble up errors when it fails. So it has some nice syntactic sugar, and the latest release hasn't updated it yet though. Oh, about error handling? That's why I have a function in every code base called handle error. Yeah. Oh, do you just like panic or something with the error? Or like what do you do in that function? It would be nice if Go let you do some, I don't know how they would do it, but if they had some amount of like meta programming or something that lets you build like a question mark operator. But I doubt that they'll ever do that. Isn't question mark frowned by most developers? That's why I don't use it. Really? I thought question mark operator was like the standard. I thought that's what people prefer to use. Swift has like func, sum val, val t, which can be written. I don't think I understand that. I'm trying to see the difference here. Oh, you don't have to write the sum. It gets interpreted or something. Swift and Kotlin has more sugar than Coke. That's a lot of sugar. And there's some func net, which can be returned a box value of t, where t is a protocol. Yeah, it's just hard. I think it's hard to know the right way to like box something, you know? Like, do you box it in a union, or do you box it in an interface or a trait or whatever you call it? Or protocol, I guess it's called in Swift. You're really just extracting the error not equal nil and panic based on the custom error message in the code base. Yeah. Yeah, I called mine check, I think, one time. When I was first writing the MMO project. I ended up removing it though, because I feel like I needed to have more, like at the end of the day, I'm eventually gonna have to remove all panic statements. And I'm probably gonna have to write, like it's probably gonna have to be very like, I'm gonna have to handle all the errors in some way or another. Like if something doesn't load, I'm gonna have to be like, bubble an error message to the user that says this didn't load, right? Maybe at some point there's panics, like if I can't open a window or something like that. I just print out to a log file and then exit. So I use question mark when I feel it necessary, but it also things like unwrap or default and other functions to get around using it. Doesn't question mark, sorry, maybe I misunderstood what question mark did. I thought all this did was like it just returned, if it was in the error state, it just returned. It returned the same thing. Like, so you don't have to say, you don't have to have a match statement everywhere that says like, if T do this thing, if error do this thing. It'll just like, it'll do that for you. We'll return from the function with the error. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That doesn't seem too bad. That seems like a reasonable feature to have. But I'll be right back. I'm gonna make my second cup of coffee, and then maybe write my third line of code. You guys get to watch the slideshow. All right, coffee's brewing. Love the slideshow. Yeah, we need to get more photoshops in. I'd love that. All of them are super cool too. I love all, like literally all of them made me laugh out loud. I feel like on error structure on a promise is actually kind of nice. Also, I'm gonna brew another one. Nice. I'm glad I mentally lured you into making coffee. Returns an error or none if it's an option. Yeah, You can prevent propagation if you don't want to match or return an error. Unwrapper default sets the value to its default if unwrap is an error. Oh, okay, gotcha. What's your favorite Photoshop? I think I like. How do I go to the next slide? This one's pretty good. I like this one a lot. Wait, how do I go to the next slide? Restart. I mean, they're all super good. Like this one's hilarious too, because it's Dracula's avatar. I like this one a lot because I feel like this one has a lot of plot in it. You know, this one has. I feel like this one has the most like plot. This one's also super good too. So, because I like the sig steps. Oh, it kind of got cut off, didn't it? That's not good. Oh, I had forgotten about this one. The board meeting. No, we can't change our avatars now ever. I feel like there was another one, wasn't there? Oh yeah, where's the? Oh, I think maybe it's random. Oh, here we go. I was on the wrong thing. I like this one a lot too. This one's like the most. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain this one. Yeah, this one's the most loving for sure. I think that's all of them. I like that. I think I like this one probably the most though, just because it's so like. Oh no, I went back. I think I like this one the most. If I had to pick one, yeah, I'd probably pick this one. This one's also super good too. It's hard. I wish it didn't get cut off though. It's hard to, because the slide. I think I need to. What I need to go do is I need to go scale all of the images so they fit better. Because right now it's like getting cut off. You know, it's getting cut off of the top, and I can either like cut off the bottom or I can cut off the top. It's just these are all like they're all different resolutions. I don't know. I need them all to be 1920 by 1080. They're all super good though. I appreciate you guys making them because they're hilarious. The crab with the knife would be a good example of unsafe. Yeah, for sure. Little crab me with big unsafe in the sky. That's a good one. Conifer fits so nice in the board meeting. Just the two of us. We can do it if we try. That's all I know from that song. You guys like my voice, my singing voice? Was it top notch, top quality? The unit of singing stream win. Could you imagine? I really don't have that good of a singing voice, so people probably hate it. I get what I end up doing when I sing a song is I always try to go like a pitch higher than I should go, and I like my voice can't keep up with it, so my voice starts cracking a bunch. But if I keep it low, if I switch by that singing game, oh, is there one? Oh, jeez. Dude, there's no way anybody watches that. They'd have to turn off the volume. They'd be like, this is awful. My wife loves it. Oh, really? Your wife's Korean? I think I think Korean people love karaoke, right? I'm doing FFI stuff with Rust right now. I'm having unsafe a bunch of places. Yeah, that's the weird thing about Rust is I feel like you're gonna end up doing unsafe things eventually. So like, how much? I don't know. I guess your application level code will be very safe, but the stuff you use won't be safe. So it's kind of hard. She's South Korean. They love karaoke. Yeah, that's why I only sing songs with a low voice. Yeah, the problem is I always go higher for some reason. Like even if the voice is low, I always go higher. She can't go without it. Well, there you go. Now she's got a video game to play. It's a funny cultural thing for sure because karaoke is very really not that big in the U.S. There's definitely karaoke bars, but it's more of a novelty thing. But I think it's very popular in Asia. Like it's like the thing to do. It's like, hey, let's go do karaoke. I was like, I don't know, man. You don't want to hear me sing. Oh, right. What was I doing? I don't even remember. Veil wants to be better than Rust. I find the date groups in Asia a really weird concept. What is that? What's a date group? Sign me up. I mean, where do I sign? I mean, wait, explain it to me. What is it? Yeah, someone please get you to go, girl. I see go routines exciting. I didn't know. I don't really use self-implemented go routines in my job. Echo takes care of that for me. What's Echo? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I do have some go routines. I like being able to like mentally keep track of what are different threads and what aren't. Someone please get Unity Girl, but not a 2D one. Male and female groups meet at a location and introduce themselves, and then pair off later to do stuff. Oh, so it's like it's like speed dating, or it's like a social club. Blind dates groups technically. Interesting. Group blind date. Oh, that's kind of cool. They have in the US we have like speed dating, which is kind of similar, but you go like it's very like productionized. I mean, it's very I don't really know the word, but like you literally it's very organized. Like you go and sit in front of someone I think for like a minute or two and talk to them, and if you like them you can, I don't know, get their phone number or something. I've never done it, but it mainly happens in Japan. Interesting. I could be down for that. I'm too much of a person, like I want to go do something. So I don't really go do like social events that often. So do you like bread? No, more like what do you think about Rust? Would you prefer to write Rust code or Go code? And what's your favorite features of each language? Oh, you haven't heard of either of them? Oh. Oh, okay. So do you like bread? That's probably how the conversation would go. It would just stall. It would just stall awkwardly, and I wouldn't know what to say after she doesn't know how to code. You know. You don't use Emacs? Aw, Joe me. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. The board has decided to give you a bonus. I love it. I love it, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. So thanks, bud. Found another thingy. She's a 10 but writes in 4chan. She's a 1. Just find a programmer girl. I should. I need to. I gotta go live in Silicon Valley. 4chan? She's a 10 but writes in 4chan. 4chan. Those do sound very similar. The groups will do karaoke and then you pick someone at the end of you click with them. Huh. I don't know. If she's a 10, she definitely didn't write in 4chan. Yeah, I heard 4chan. Yeah. 4tran. 4chan. 4tran. 4tran. Yeah, I don't enunciate my words very well sometimes. Which makes it hard when I'm trying to make a YouTube video because I'll read my script and I'll be like, oh, I just slurred that whole thing together. What was I doing? Man, I cannot remember. Okay, yeah. We're pushing the TLS config outwards to this. I don't know what she writes in except it's Java. She's a 1. She's a 0.5. I have that song stuck in my head, just the two of us. There's a girl I met a long time ago, Taiwanese, 11 out of 10, programmed in Java. Nah. I'm a hard pass for me, buddy. Her first name was Java. What's up, Connor? Welcome to the stream. Emacs. Sure is. Could you imagine being named Java? Is that like a Taiwanese name? Or maybe her like parents just really loved programming. They really liked Java. Do you use Emacs, Connor? Or are you a Vim? Are you a Vimmer? I think your parents really love Java, yeah. I assume it's not a, it's unusual. Okay, yeah. I assume it's not a very usual name. I dabble with NeoVim, VS Code, and PyCharm. Okay, cool. Yeah, I tried to use Vim. I tried to learn Vim. I did that like game and that like Vim game where you like walk the guy through. And I learned a little bit of it. I just got annoyed when I'd have to switch modes to go do some really trivial thing. And I had already learned Emacs at the time, so it's like I don't really want to give up all my knowledge. I dabble with Nano cause Chad, no Emacs or Vim stuff. Obviously all the GigaChad coders use Notepad++. I did use Notepad++ back in the day. I think the first IDE I used was called Bloodshed Dev CPP. I wonder if that still exists. Yeah, look at this. This is the first IDE I ever used. Man, that really brings you back. I just remember it being called Bloodshed. What a name. Could you imagine calling your IDE Bloodshed? You remember this one? Nice. Yeah. This is the first one I ever used. A blind speed dating, but you decide on a date from the code. Oh, I like that. I would never get a date. They'd be like, oh, there's another to do. There's another to do. Look at that. On this page alone, there's already 2 to-dos. I work on a few million lines of code base, so it's pretty tough not having a built-in debugger and having a nice testing environment. Yeah. Oh, I can totally understand that. Yeah, when I was doing Java coding, I had to use IntelliJ basically, just because of like finding references in different packages and stuff like that was integrated really nicely in IntelliJ. And in Emacs, like I literally couldn't. I would have to like, it was terrible. My eyes, too white. Blind speed dating programming REST API. Yeah. I'm glad someone else remembers this Devin or this IDE. This guy's a 300 line file, but 299 lines are commented out code. To-dos are noted for things that will never get done. Some smart programmer probably, yeah. I have gone back and fixed some to-dos. What I'll go do is I'll go do this. I'll do to-do bang. And those are like my important to-dos. Yeah. I should have a macro that generates this line for me. So I just like, you know, always just paste it out. I'll never have to worry about it again. All right. TLS config. What is it? I think it's just insecure skip verify. This should not work. TLS. Yeah, to do bang, 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 bang. There we go. That fixed it. Okay, so now we can inject our TLS config into our dialer, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this root CA stuff up here though. Net.config. So this is where I could load in the PIM file rather than doing the other one. The only downside is now I have to like know where the proxy generated it and stuff like that, which is kind of annoying. And then for testing, this is good enough. When I do my, I have a, oh, I don't pass the config here, I guess. Because this needs to come from like a testing mode. What WebSocket library are you using? I'm using, I don't know how to say it, this one. But I might switch to, there's another one called like Peons. And Peons has a lot of networking libraries. I might switch to use their stuff under the hood. I've been toying around with the idea. This one's worked out pretty well though. I haven't had any issues with it, so I've been generally happy with it. This is not Google. What's not Google? Oh, this library? It's never Google. This is YouTube chat. I almost said Twitch chat. I feel like YouTube chat doesn't have the same ring. This libdev has some funky name. Yeah. It is a kind of weird name. I guess he hosts his own GitHub repo to host it. Or sorry, I just said he hosts his own GitHub repo. He hosts his own Git repo. He hosts his own Git repo. But this should come from a test flag. And what how I have this working is I have this config that gets passed into this main function. Test bool, we'll do that. And then when we do cmd, wait, we want it to be test by false. So test by default will be false. CMD client. And then in here, we'll set test to true. And then that will enable insecure skip verify. We'll go here, insecure skip verify. This should come from config.test. But eventually we'll switch to probably try to use the PIM file. But it's okay for now. Also, I'm gonna go be right back just so that I can go get my coffee. Give me 1 second. And we're back. Got a nice new cup of coffee right there. Nice and warm. As you guys know, winter is coming, so I gotta stay warm over here. Got to stay warm. Run game. Let's see how I load the config in though. Because I think I just use it locally. Oh no, I set a global config. I'm actually okay with that. I was actually thinking of doing that. Now I can do this. Winter is here. Maybe for you guys. This is the reconnect thing. Look at this. It takes 5 seconds before the proxy redials the server. So all of this happens. The proxy should also not log people in if the proxy doesn't have a connection. It's almost 9 a.m. here. My coffee's already cold. Sad. Yeah. Sad. Winter is here indeed. Yeah. It's like 70 here. 70F, that is. For you metrics. For you metric users. How cold is Florida anyway during winter? It gets like 60F. 60 Fahrenheit. Maybe there'll be a couple days where it gets to the 50s. Stands for freedom units. Exactly. That's what F always stood for in the first place. I love that. That's hilarious. I've never heard that before. Freedom units. That's good. I'm gonna start using that. I'm gonna steal that joke. Yeah, I think maybe it'll almost never snow where I am in Florida. In some places of Florida, it might snow, like way up north. But it's too coastal, I think. Because when you're near the water, it's always more like the water always evens out the temperature a lot. So when it gets really hot, the water keeps it cool, and when it gets really cold, the water keeps it warm. Same thing in South Carolina, yeah. Oh, is that where you are? Nice. Winter in London is rain every single day. Yeah, winter in Florida is pretty hot, comparatively. Like maybe it'll hit the 40s, like for one day or something here during the entire winter. Well, like a lot of plants will die if it gets too cold here, because all the plants are used to warm weather. And then it gets into like the 90s in summer, 90s in summer, and then maybe 40s lowest, maybe 30s. Max temperature this week is 10°C. Florida, it's 15°C winter. Yep. Yeah, welcome to my world. It's funny though, because it does get a little cold. Like right now, people will go outside in pants and like people wear jackets and stuff. Like people are literally wearing jackets. And it's in like the 70s. But I don't know. That's just that's the dichotomy of man, I guess. Yep. Weak Americans. No, more like weak Floridians. I very much prefer it to be hot than to be cold. Till the humidity reaches 500% this summer and the heat index bakes you at 120F. Oh, it does get very humid here. That's for sure. Oh, you guys hear that Discord beep? Let's see what it was. Ooh, we got a little photo. We all say thank you for 2015. Oh, nice. I like it. Oh, there's even the stream. That's awesome. Shomi finally picked up his room after Catmageddon. That's hilarious. You don't drink coffee there, Jomi? We gotta get you on the train. Time to be an adult. What's up, JJ? Welcome. Okay, I can close that now. Now we have this working. All right, let's fix the reconnect loop thing. Ooh, we got the maca pot coming in. I like it. A little espresso today. A little espresso maybe. That's pretty sick, actually. I thought about getting one of those. I feel like that'd be cool. Everyone's sounding very. What's next? Coffee shop. Chunkies rise up. Picks of coffee daily. I use an AeroPress. That'll be pretty sick. All right, let's do it. And if these channels start dying out, we can. I can't believe I left this one. Oh, this was more of a joke, but the daily picture of coffee. You can talk whatever coffee you want to talk. You post pictures of coffee cups and say praise Allah. It's become a cult. It's become a religion. The coffee religion. What are we working on today? We are working on networking stuff. Mostly like cleaning up networking abstractions. So I feel like we're pretty close to having that all done. But that'll probably be most of today's stream. Oh, post a Discord link? Yeah. Oh, there's one in the, I think in the description of the stream. Look there. There should be an invite link down there. I don't know. If you can't, oh, here we go. Oh gosh. Wait. Why did it do that? Oh, okay, perfect. I posted another one. This one's only a 7-day. There we go. Michael. We got another member. We're pushing 60 almost, I think. Let's see. 36 plus 14. That's 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 56. Yeah, you can't send links, unfortunately. A bird just flew against my window. Yeah, that's a commercial right there. Time to call in reinforcements. Yeah, I don't know why what's it called? It's not working. Nightbot's not working. It left tons of residue on my window. That won't come off easy. Oh, nice. Look at this. Oh, that's a sick mug. That's super cool. I guess that's tea. That's a little tea holder, huh? I like it. Building a better working world. I like that. That's nice. What keyboard is this? This is a Iris Key.io. I get this question a lot, actually. People really like this keyboard. It's coffee, don't worry. Oh, you just put the cat there to be cute. This is the one. And you can buy the unbuilt one and solder it together. Or they also have pre-built ones too. It's fairly nice though. And then I use this tool called QMK, which stands for like quantum mechanical keyboard, to program it, which is a little bit ridiculous, but isn't that adorable? That's super cute. I like that. Oh, it's a little spoon. Okay. I need to get cuter mugs. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, people love this keyboard. Not posting my setup because I'm too ashamed of it. You guys should see all around. Like right here you can see, but then all around this is really messy. So I just push the trash. How's that for sound effects? Rename channel to Coffee Cat Posting. That's an adorable mug, dude. That's the sickest mug I've ever seen. Are you kidding me? That's so cool. And it's like an upside down cat. I'm obsessed. Dang. I need to buy that. Take my money. A weeb. It's a nice keyboard. I like this keyboard though. I kind of want I wish I had a shorter cable. I have a squiggly one, but it's almost too short, I feel like. I might try a different one. Yeah, where'd you get that mug from? Post it in Discord, because I might actually I might buy one. What's a good tea to drink? Typical unit, you know. There's like a million tea combinations. One of my friends introduced me to a tea, and it's like this chocolate mint, but it's more mint than chocolatey. There's just a little bit of chocolate flavor in it, and that was a really good unit becoming an e-boy. Yep. Oh, I've already became. I'm on eboy.gg. You can hire me to play games with you. When I do that, I use my really deep voice. I talk like this, so I sound like a real man. I usually buy something new every time. Factorio. Oh. I do love Factorio, but the problem is I get too sucked in, and I also like, I don't know, I just suck at scaling it. I suck at scaling my base. I feel like if I got really into Factorio, I'd get super into it. I love watching the speed runs of people doing Factorio though. It's like super cool. Cause they know the ins and outs of that game. It's impressive. I prepare my salary. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, now I'm scared. I'm gonna be playing Factorio for the rest of my days. When you're hungover, drink chamomile and honey. Mmm. I should get more tea now that it's getting cold out. Because in the evening, it's nice to drink something warm, but I don't want to drink coffee. Coffee's a very like harsh flavor. Tea's a very like light and soft flavor, I feel like. It's like tea's a refreshing flavor. Oh gosh. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry, yeah. I don't earn that much, or are you so cheap? Oh, I'm very cheap. There's my setup, Sans Coffee. That's actually a pretty nice setup. What keyboard is this? That's a nice looking keyboard. Also, it's very cool that they have the number pad just right there. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Cause it like what would they call it, like maybe an 80% or something? A 60% wouldn't have this, but it's not like a 10 keyless keyboard. But it's like condensed. Actually, I might have had a keyboard like that one time. I think I gave it to my sister. That's a sweet keyboard though. I like that. I like the keycap color. Like I like the keycap profile. Mine, I had a Poker 3. I took the keys off of that and put it on this. And then I have this other keyboard that I took some of the keys off. And then this came from like a switch tester. You know those like little things, like those little things you can buy and you can just like test different switch types. I bought one of those and I took the keys off of that to make these thumb buttons. So I have a little bit of a organized sister, Capicool. Oh gosh, I should never have said anything. We got 7 viewers today. Nice. We're climbing the ranks. We're climbing the YouTube ranks. No one beats my setup. Nice. Got the MacBook and everything. What is this plugged into? Oh, is this the oh, does this go to your TV? Jomi's got a setup. Dang, this is a nice little house you got. Keychron? Oh, is it maybe? Oh, it's Keychron K4. 96%. That's a very specific number. Oh, this is sick. This is like my Poker 3. What is this? I like the font. This has some sick font on it. You want to introduce her unit? No, not really. Hi, unit sister. Oh gosh. I've made a terrible mistake. That's the charger. Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't know if this was like a line running all the way to the TV. I guess this is on something different. Wait, what keyboard is this, Conifer? Or did you make this yourself? I like the backlighting. It's not too harsh. It's not too one day unit one day. Says the married man. Yeah, I have a sister. I don't remember. Backlighting can be changed, but I like it static. Yeah. I don't like this can actually backlight too. Maybe I should turn it on one time. I'll figure out how to enable it. I think I reprogrammed the layers so much that I don't have a button to turn the backlighting on anymore. But I'll look in my config and see if I do. All I can say is that's my first mechanical keyboard. Oh, look at you. So the keyboard was cheap. It looks nice though. My fingers look bloody red. Do they? I just got in some fist fights. No big deal. Was that just the light effects? I don't know. They look normal to me. They look normal to me. First fight with a gopher. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like my hands look normal, but who knows? I sometimes pick my nails. I don't know if I cut somewhere. I don't think I did though. No, it looks pretty clean. And they're good, it's the light, yeah. I should maybe get another light. Because I have this one big light above me, which just beams down and makes this like reflection thing right here. I can see there's like a reflection circle, which is no good. I gotta clean up my setup. Now that I'm a big tuber. But we're still in the cheap for a little while, boys. Oh yeah, reconnect loop. I need to clean my keyboard for the 1054th time. Yeah, that's just the trial of a keyboard. That's why I like keyboards like this, where there's not much like on the sides, you know? There's not like this big bucket for like stuff to fall into. I like it when it's just like a flat thing with stuff on top. I do wish this was a little bit thinner. I wish it was a little bit lower. Because then I could put low profile keycaps on this and I could like take this with me. And I could be that guy in Starbucks, you know, who like pulls out their custom keyboard, their custom split keyboard to do a little bit of coding. Everyone's like, you're such a weirdo. I don't care though. I already knew that. I already knew that before I came. Yeah, mine stays pretty clean because of that. I bought like the bargain bin version of this. Like I bought the reject like the back plate was like from the reject batch. Am I the only programmer who isn't doing game dev in our group? No, I think there's a lot of people that are doing like web dev and stuff like that. Gonna tell my wife I want a new mechanical keyboard for Christmas. Nice. I had a I think it's called Keyed Up Labs keyboard. It was a 10 keyless. It was really nice though. I like that one a lot. It was pretty solid. It's a good Christmas gift. It's an expensive Christmas gift, depending on what you get. But I feel like there's always keyboard sales. This time I need a keypad? Yeah. I got this guy. I don't know if it came over. Oh, I just yanked that really hard. I have a little extra keypad. You can just buy those. It's maybe like $10 or something. Special keypad for special needs. Yep. Sounds about right for you. I only use it for, I actually use it for OBS hotkeys. That's what I use it for. Which I haven't programmed yet, except for a few. But I'm trying to get more, it's like a little makeshift stream deck, you know? On the cheap though. So the weird thing with this is, how I had originally planned this was I was gonna have a Go routine that's running in the background all the time. And whenever the handler function dies out, it tries to reconnect and it recalls the handler. But I don't know if that's the right way to do that. I think, and this would be the handler for example. Oops. This would be the handler for example, and it would just continually receive messages until there's some error, and then it's going to return. But what I think is better is that this should constantly be running. This should constantly be running, and if this fails because of a network disconnect or something like that, it should handle those errors internally. Maybe it could report them as well, but if it like, let's say that it detects a network disconnect, it should go back and reconnect automatically. The problem though is that sometimes I have like once the proxy connects to the server for the first time, he logs in all of the users that are waiting to log in. So there's a little bit of logic tied to reconnecting. And I don't know exactly how to get that working. Like, I don't know how to pull that out of this model of a reconnect loop. So in that sense, this works well. But I guess this really isn't that bad. I don't know, man, your OBS hotkeys even work? Yeah, mine work. I just have a mute button. Mute. Some of them don't work. But for the most part, they work. I need to get my mom something for Christmas. That's an important gift. I'm sure she'll love anything. My ones don't even work for starting and stopping recording. Really? I remember they used to work. That's weird. Yeah, mine works for that. There are some that don't work. Like I had one that splits the recording. Like it just stops the recording and does another one. But that one doesn't work for some reason. But are you on X11? Yeah, I am. I'm on the old X11 gang. I'm trying to think of what this logic would look like if I changed this. So instead of recalling the handler, if it just continually reconnected, and this would not ever error out. Wherever it says return. So this is the only time we exit out of the loop. So we would just constantly call receive. Yeah, so we'll get a bunch of socket closed basically right now. If we didn't error out, it would just be socket closed, socket closed, socket closed every time we try to read, because the connection would be nil. Con read. Let me read the thing. We do the deserialization. And then we return that. So what this could do instead though is this could, if we are disconnected, it could continue, it could just sit there and try to reconnect, you know? And then you just basically enter this loop and you're constantly just sitting there trying to reconnect if the proxy's down or something like that. The only downside is that now you're just like locked in, but I guess this is in its own Go routine anyways, so that's okay. The only downside is I lose a little bit of knowledge, right? I lose the knowledge of uh, when I disconnect and when I reconnect, and I wonder if that's important knowledge to have. Like if I abstract the receive function away to where it handles all, or the send and receives, to where they'll reconnect if this ever happens, then the code outside of this won't be able to handle that event, like do something on that event. And I think for the server, I might have that. MMO app server. I think I have a, oops, where is it? Serve proxy connection. Where does this get used? This should be in my handler. I might need to go server.go. This should be logging people out when we disconnect though. Are you going to a funeral on Wednesday? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Is that for your aunt? It's always sad. It's always sad to lose family members. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Quick one. Are your game objects at 0, or centered when created? I center them. I center them because most of, like 99% of the time, I do want my sprites to be centered. Yeah. But it's like, you just well, yeah. So everything's based off of the center point. And then if I have a collider, that's going to be circled around it too. Like if I have a circle collider on a circular sprite, it would all be in the center. I feel like it makes the math easier. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that too. For rotating, for sure. But it's weird though, because you might have, like for example, I have my little character, and then towards the bottom though is where the pivot would be, I guess, because you kind of, that's where your feet are. But I don't expect I'm going to be rotating him that way anyways, so. So in the future, I might make like variable origin points, but for now, I just have everything centered, which it has been, it's been good enough for most of the stuff I need to do. I don't know why. I'm actually kind of confused because this should be logging people out when the proxy disconnects. I don't know why it's not. Oh, because I have a server con, which is actually like a connection to the server, which is probably a bad name. Login user, log out user. Where do I do log out user? Oh, get user, get stats. Oh, server handler. This is my accept loop. Oh, so when I accept a new connection from a proxy, I call the handler, which is this handler that I was showing up here. And then this one leaves, this one exits, I mean. Then we remove the proxy, and this presumably logs everybody out. Wait. That's weird. That's kind of strange. I guess the characters will time out, huh? I guess they do. I don't know. I wonder if I broke that. Let's try, I guess. I don't know if this is gonna compile. Yeah, it will. Okay. MMO, CMD. Alright, we'll do tmux. Actually, I need to kill the proxy. So I actually can't do this. I need to do this. Go run server. Oh, go run /server. Go run /proxy. Go run /client. Did this even start? I guess it did. I guess there's no printouts. Oh, I rerouted the logs to a log file. That's right. Okay. So if I kill the proxy, right now it's printing that there's one active user. If I kill the proxy, oh, that's how people log out. Is you have your user ID, you probably go and look up the what was the error message? Missing proxy for user. Whoops. Yeah, so when you're sending messages to people, you try to look up the proxy that you need to send, because the server needs to send it to a proxy so that the proxy can forward it to the right user. So I have a mapping of which user's on which proxy, and then I send it to that proxy, and then if that proxy is not there, we know that they're not there. That means the user was disconnected, so we delete them. That's fine. That's okay. No more log spam. Do you miss it? Do you miss the log spams? I'm sorry, buddy. I can bring it back. Well, when I launch it, when it's in that weird reconnect state, it does spam a lot. It always made it feel like there was a ton of bugs. Yeah. It was mostly just like debug printout type stuff. I really don't know if, I feel like my client receive loop is actually okay. Or sorry, I feel like my reconnect loop is actually an okay strategy. Because the proxy needs to know when it reconnects. Because when the proxy reconnects, it has to, let's go look at that code. When the proxy reconnects, it has to do all of this stuff. It has to go send a login message for every user that's connected to the proxy. Because if the server goes down and comes back up, the proxy needs to relog the users into the server. Because they're already logged into the proxy, so they need to tell the server that they're logged in as well. And this is a hard thing to track when you don't know when the reconnects happen. So that's why I had the reconnect handler. The only alternative I can think of is that I build my own, like, I build my own like hello messages at the start of a connection. So when you do connect, they both, the server and the proxy, or when you connect for the first time, the proxy or the server would have to send to the proxy like, hey, you just connected, and then the proxy would have to listen on that message basically. And that's an alternative. And then this logic would be tracked in that you would only do that when the server says like, hey, this is the first time you're connecting. Like, who are you, I guess. Maybe that's the right way to structure it. I'm trying to think. So right now I say if you I guess that's okay. I don't know. I don't know the way to go here. This is a tricky one. Think you say? I think I know what I'm doing, but I don't know exactly. I just don't know if it's worth it. The only downside of this is it's kind of awkward. Can we object to that one? Yeah, you can object. I fully anticipate you objecting to that one. I definitely don't know what I'm doing. Because it's like, once this reconnects, once this objection noted and denied. Once this reconnects, we need to do something. Either the server tells the proxy, hey, you just connected. And then you do this like, hey, first time connection logic type stuff. Or it just feels weird to add a message for that. It feels weird to have a message that does that rather than have something that just knows when it reconnects. I think I'll just leave it like this because it feels like it's a valid state that might happen. And you can always add in your own, like I could add a message and then stop using this if I wanted to. I just don't think it's really that useful. Because then in an accept loop for the server, we basically accept and get the new socket. And this is something that just connected for the first time. We're gonna create a server connection for them, add them to the proxy list, increment our counter of connections that we have. Do I ever decrement this? What is this used for? Counter. Oh, that's the proxy ID. That's right. For some reason, I thought that was for like printing things out. Like it's the count of. What I should call this is a proxy ID counter probably, but then I launch a go routine for handling that proxy, right? And then once they disconnect, this is what happens because the handler will fail. And that's okay. But what would have to happen instead is the handler which is passed in by the server. Yeah, serve proxy connection. This would be the handler. This would have to, once it first logs in, it would have to send some like message at the top that says like, hey, I just logged in, or I just connected to you, or you just connected to me. It just feels weird. I don't know. It feels weird to have a message that specifically does that. All right, I'm gonna stop thinking about this and just leave it like it is. I'm gonna change this to it might be nice. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say if handler the problem is this is start the handler. I guess the alternative, if I ever want to make this nil, I would have to have another handler that just sits and waits for it to fail. I think this is fine. This is fine. I'm gonna leave it. Let's unstage that. Okay. Does this work for WebAssembly? I don't think I tested that, but I assume it's gonna work for the WASM build. Cleaned up Um, all right, that's that one. Nope. Let's see here. Sorry, excuse me. Little cough there. Okay, so this all we had to do here was we just needed to add the TLS config to the client, and I guess I commented this stuff out. What is this? Oh, this was the old client connection stuff. Wait, let me just make sure I'm not deleting something that's important. Don't need that. Okay. Yes, this will leave those comments. Oops. Oh, that got deleted. My bad. Those got deleted. Accepting new connection. That's fine. Test is now set. That's good. Okay. Uh. Wow, I just spelled enabled with an I. All right. That should do that. I don't think I necessarily need to do anything else with the networking. Yeah, that was hard to see. That's one of those ones that you feel bad about afterwards. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm just looking at my task lists. Where is it? Projects. Let me see here. I guess we kind of did the cleanup. Let me go to the MMO project. MMO. Do this one. Locking off game max breaks. Big issue with big displays. A lot of tabbing problems. We have dynamic collision detection, logging, network optimizations. Oh, I guess we could do that now. Did Jomi sprinkled some unsafe in your coffee? He probably did. Probably did it when I wasn't looking. I think I had too much coffee today. I'm like a little bit getting a little jittery. There's a lot of rendering problems. I think the next thing. Well, we either add like sound is kill or on my end. Oh, is my audio not working? I don't think I'm muted or anything. It says I'm it says I sound good, but it's hard to tell. Uh-oh. What's up, Kai? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Seems like you're making good progress on your stuff though. Man, this alt tab problem is really annoying. Your other tabs worked fine. Mohawk bad. Mohawk good. You need to move to Norway win. Unfortunately, probably never. I don't know why Grug not agree. Hey, Michael Vsauce here. Nice. We're getting a big MMO party. We do need to add weapons and stuff like that still. I don't know what order I'm gonna add stuff in. I think I might need to work on. Did someone hear someone talking about talking shit about Mohawk guy? Not a chance. No one would ever talk shit about Mohawk guy. I think I need to optimize networking stuff, and then I can probably add other stuff on top of that. There's still some issues with this guy. I think there's still some problems with like with the client replay buffer getting a little bit messed up, especially when you like alt tab or something. Ping is good today. Like all I did was switch over here and it messed up everything. So something's going wrong with that. Like I didn't even have to lose focus. I just like clicked on something different and then came back. Sliding backwards due to network interrupt is pretty wonky. Yeah. It shouldn't be doing that. I guess on mine it doesn't really. But on higher pings it probably will. There's still a little slip and slidey going on with the interpolation. I think I'm playing too much of the replay buffer. Slip and slide. I can't tell if this person's holding down the arrow and they're just moving really slowly or if they're doing this. Now you just fucked up. Okay, cool. Good to know. Yeah, I wonder what's causing that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think what happens when you slide backwards though is your replay is like pushing you past where the server said you were, and the server snaps back to where you actually are, which isn't good. So there's definitely, so I guess I could do networking stuff next. And by networking, I mean like cleaning up the like interpolation and things like that, which that needs to happen. And I need to optimize the network too, in terms of like what messages get sent. Don't do it. Don't you walk off the edge. I will. This is a story. This is just a plot unfolding. Another scrum meeting. Don't you do it, Mohawk? They also need usernames. Us. It won't let me. Ha. You're saved. You're saved by excellent programming. It's the other side. Oh, shoot. This is such a weird interaction. What this probably means is that that's so strange. Yep, this is a suicide-free area. I don't know exactly what's causing that. Either your client is sending, it's a client bug where the client is sending alternating like move, not move, move, not move. There he goes. Bye-bye, friend. Into the great void. Rip. See you on the other side. What happens when people go to the void? I don't know, actually. I think my physics collision code detects that they're on this tile and it tries to push them out, but I think it pushes them in the wrong direction. So I think it just probably pushes them left constantly. Well, that's not good. Why is that happening? You can't do anything in the void. There's no typing. That's so strange. Come over here. Walk on the land. I want to see if it's happening on the land too. Because I thought I fixed this. That's so strange. So only on this. It works on land, but not on water. The only difference I thought is that, man, the void felt good. Darkness is your life now. Oh, now it's working. Hmm. That was so strange. Boom. Yeah, dude, there's still a lot of bugs. A lot of bugs to sort out. A lot of problems to fix. Which makes for a lot of more streams. But it's fairly smooth. I really want to fix this one where you alt tab, it messes up. I don't know exactly what's causing that though. But it only fixes you have to like literally have to relog in to fix it. So that's not good. I think it's probably yeah, alt tabbing is a pain. It's also it's one of those things that's super annoying because like could you imagine a game where what alt tab? I tried to fix it with the on blur stuff. Oh yeah. Yeah, the problem is I don't know exactly what's causing it, but I think a lot of network messages are getting buffered. And then it has to go walk through all of those messages. So maybe what I need to do is I need to have like I wonder if I go fast. Yeah, it still breaks it. I think it just messes up the client replay buffer. I think I need to have better logic there. I think something's not clearing properly. I don't know. There's a few issues to fix. That's this one. Yeah. I don't know exactly why it's happening, but it is happening for sure. It's weird that it only happens for your character though. And I think that that's just like everybody else moves fine. Like when you guys move around, it looks fine. Because I'm not replaying you guys, I'm only replaying myself. And I think my replay buffer is getting like extended or something like that when I tab. I probably just have some bug there. Just client-sided gets messed up, yeah. The more you tab out, the bigger it gets, yeah. So it must be some problem where like the client ticks and the server ticks just keep getting further and further misaligned. Because when you alt tab, I think you stop reading messages in. No, that shouldn't happen. It should only happen when you switch tabs. You stop reading messages in. You get backgrounded when you switch tabs. I don't know. I might just need to detect like if it gets too big, I clear it or something like that. Unit of censorship? Yeah. This is not a free country in this MMO. This is Unit's world. You're just living in it. I think everything else looks pretty good though. I guess maybe let's try to fix my frame gets super Unit Eura. This message was deleted by moderator. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Sorry, I didn't see what your message was. I think it's really framey. Oh, 6 FPS at the minute. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's probably some optimization I need to do. Time for a new issue. Let's see here. Holy moly. Can't run from me. Scripting. I wonder what's taking the most time. What's my frame time? This is actually pretty cool. Wow, it records the entire thing. It records all the frames. Oh my golly. Oh, WASM function, that's helpful. Animation frame fired. I think if I optimize it on desktop, I can probably optimize it for WebAssembly as well. Like it'll probably just naturally be faster here. Oh, this is actually super useful. Copy bytes to JS. Decode. What is this? Load string. Function call. Animation frame fired. What is self time? What's the difference between self time and total time? Sorry, I wasn't watching what people were saying in the game. I was looking at this. Nothing of importance. Good. Glad to hear it. Animation. Event key down. It seems like most of it's caused by, I think that once the animation frame is fired, that's when my code runs. So I think that this is probably that. Unit of smelly. Self-time represents the amount of time that was spent in the function at the current level of the call tree. Total time is self-time plus the amount of time it took to execute code in functions in that current level calls. Oh, interesting. So this is what takes the longest time, but a big part of that is this decode. Like these are the longest functions and this syscall copy. So I think if I improve networking stuff, that would give you one performance boost. Buffer subdata. This is an OpenGL call. Nano time. It's weird that they have, oh, because it's expanded. WASM function, 247. Interesting. So I think that there's probably room to optimize in terms of the networking stuff. The less data I send, the faster it'll be, just because there's less bytes to copy and stuff like that. The OpenGL stuff seems probably a little bit slow. I think I can optimize that too by better like caching stuff. And then all the code that runs in request animation frame, I could probably profile that on desktop and then optimize that separately. Blazing fast. Oh, GPU, that's interesting. Compositor, thread pool service thread. Let me make a list. Let me make a list of stuff. I don't know where I want to put this. We'll just make it an empty issue. Or I think I can do this, right? And that does a checkbox list? How do you do that? There we go. Okay. We have client replay buffer. Gets mucked when you lose focus on window. Even when you just alt tab. Putting X inside it will do a tick. Yeah. I like this. I like this. What else did I say? Oh yeah. Then I had optimize. Oh, that's interesting. It restarted me. Oh man. Now I'm really fast. It's like my client replay buffer must be like just like massive. Unit finds out about Markdown. Today I learned. Today I learned about Markdown. So we need to fix the client replay buffer. We also need to fix what was it? Oh yeah, optimizations. Minimize data sent over the network. So I'll have to do some optimizations there. I think that's something better to do early rather than later. Optimizations, desktop, profile all code systems to minimize resizing the window disconnected me. Uh-oh. That's no good. Do you have any errors in your console? So we'll optimize the most important ones. What else? Oh yeah. Sometimes you slide into the final position. Sometimes you slide backwards. High ping. Didn't look. All good. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably some of my OpenGL code's not very good. Yeah, the problem is like sometimes it'll work, but then sometimes it'll get in like there's some weird non-deterministic case. Like I could resize, right, and it works fine. But then like someone else does it, it might not work. So it's hard to catch those ones where like someone else does it. Like what was the thing that caused it? But we'll have to fix them one at a time, I think. Was there anything else? Yeah, it looks so weird. I might do this actually, optimization. What I need to have is I need to have some, I feel like I need to improve when something bad happens. I need to have some way to like get back to some good state. Like I don't want the entire thing to crash, you know? So I'd prefer it to either reload and you not log out or like get you logged back in. Like I need to have some like I don't really know what to call them, but some point at which the client detects something bad has happened and either restarts you without logging you out, or like restarts the rendering without, or both sides. Either reconnect you, log you out, log you back in, or just fix the renderer. Like I need like an error gate or something like that. I think sometimes panics will fall through it too. Like it could have been like a null pointer or something like that. So we'll have to work through these issues one at a time. Error gate on client. Reconnect or reload renderer. Maybe like the biggest fallback would be just to refresh the entire page and then you just reload completely. All right. Here's a bunch of things. Here's a bunch of things we can do. Oh, let's look. Oh. Dialing. Oh, it just froze like that? Hmm. Oh, and then you reconnect. Interesting. What? That's weird. Oh, welcome, How. Welcome, How, to the Discord. Screen goes black at a certain resolution. Interesting. Okay. It's super hard to, there's just so many different like compilation targets. It's hard to capture them all. I need to have some kind of, I need to have some kind of, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, I wanted to have some kind of like testing setup where I can like do a build and have it just automatically test itself. Maybe I should write unit tests, but it would be nice to have integration tests, you know? Hmm. We'll have to optimize these things later, I think. I don't think that these are, I think the alt tab thing is very important though. And then optimizations we'll have to do as well, I think. Actually, all of this stuff's very important, isn't it? Oh, I can even reorder these. That's kind of cool. Dang. Okay. Um, I'm probably gonna go eat lunch now. I think that's gonna be it for today. I think that'll conclude the network cleanup stuff. At least for in terms of like making it into a library. I think the library is good enough now. Now all the networking stuff we need to solve is about like the more interesting parts, like client replay and things like that. We have a list, and I'll try to do some optimizations. Chef unit, the frozen pizza in the oven time. No, I don't have any food actually. I have to go out and get some. Have a nice lunch. Thanks, buddy. You too. Or I guess you probably already eaten lunch. Don't forget to use your coffee money to buy more coffee. Oh, I definitely will. And I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, thanks everybody for popping into the stream. It was a good time. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.